after you're done printing them, you're gonna have a series of prints here. And you're gonna notice a little bit of differences between them. Sometimes they're gonna be printed a little bit darker black. You're gonna see a little white line a lot better. Other times you'll have faded areas. And that's just the nature of printing and how it goes. And some people prefer the darker solid black ones and others prefer like the ghost images. So you're gonna choose which ones you wanna work with and start with. And now we're gonna start to add some color to the background. We're gonna leave the bird black so that it has contrast with a colorful background. I'm gonna find my number one print. Here's number one, and I'm gonna start with that. And I'm going to get some chalk pastels, kind of like chalk for a chalkboard. I'm gonna use some chalk pastels, and here I've got some warm colors. Here I have some cool colors. I'm gonna think of an outside decoration or pattern and ways I can add color around the bird. Again, the bird is gonna stay black, so we have the nice contrast. And I'm gonna use the chalk pastel. If you notice with the chalk pastel, it is really chalky and very messy. So please be careful not to make finger smudges on your artwork. You're gonna have to be very careful. Some people even like to get a paper towel or a second sheet of paper nearby and cover up areas that they've already worked so that we're not gonna get smudges all over it. So I'm gonna just start with this pink here and start to apply some colors. And maybe I wanna do different patterns on each one. I'm gonna stay within the black area, and they don't really have a good point to them, do they? They kinda have different edges to them. So you gotta kind of twist it. I'm turning it on its edge so I can color with a nicer point. So maybe I start with the pink here, and you see how much that chalk dust flies up and how much of a smudge that could make. So on a piece of paper towel or a piece of paper next to you, you could lightly tap that dust off. Make sure this does not end up on the floor, otherwise we'll have a huge mess. This can go in the garbage. And then just continue on with your coloring of your chalk pastels. Maybe the top one here is gonna be pink, and then maybe I'll go into some yellow underneath it. Maybe this one will have stripes. I don't know, different color stripes, and then a bold red here on this side. In this area. Again, I'm keeping the bird black, so I'm coloring around the bird, and my fingers are getting smudgy. Do not wipe this on your pants or on your shirt. It can stain. We'll wash your fingers later. Again, have a paper towel nearby so that you can use that. Maybe you want to go to, I'm going to try the cool colors on the other side and add some teals here or some blues. This is a really solid chunk here. And maybe you want to do some circles or some patterns. Maybe I do some green circles, kind of fade in the background. Maybe you want to do some stars or stripes, flowers. It's kind of up to you how you want to decorate the background. Again, the main goal though is to keep the bird nice and black to be a contrast to the other colorful backgrounds. And I can go in here with some purple, and you're gonna have some fun. You've got 4 different prints, so maybe you don't like how this one is turning out, and you go to your next one and you try some new ideas for some colors in the background. This one's nice and bright with different stripes, but maybe you try number 2, and on number 2 you try something different. Maybe you draw some flowers or some stars. Maybe you layer these and see what happens in your background. You'll find that sometimes the lighter colors show up better, again with contrast, than the darker colors. Maybe you want to go half dark, half light. Maybe you want to go all pinks and oranges, and you create some sort of textures or color blobs with pinks and oranges and fill in those spaces with some bright, bold colors to opposite that black bird in the middle. See, I'm kind of filling this in. So you get to color it and add the colors however you choose to have your bright background to make the bird pop out. So you have 4 options, and after you're done with each one, you're gonna take a look at them all and choose your favorite one. And with your favorite one, we're gonna have to spray it. And we can spray your other ones too if we have some time. Spray it so that it doesn't smudge all over, because if I take my finger through here, I can smudge. And that can get really messy, and we don't want to get fingerprints all over our artworks, right? That's going to be super messy, so we got to be careful with that. And when we're all done and we have it finished how we want, and we spray it with a clear coat so it hopefully doesn't smudge, then we can sign our name on here. It's called the artist's signature. You can write your name on the right. In the middle, we can number it, because this is a series. We made 4 of them. Remember, this is number 1. So if we made a series, we're going to put a number 1 plus a line and a number 4 on the bottom. For the second one, if we chose our second one, we would put 2 over 4. Our third one would be 3 over 4, and our fourth one would be 4 over 4. That's how artists number a series of prints. And then on the other side, if you want, you can add a title. Maybe this one is called Mr. Colorful. And that's the bird's name, Mr. Colorful, even though he's all black. His background is full of color. So that's how we would title it, number it, and name it. Now, if it's super smudgy and your hands got super smudgy, feel free to go and wash your fingers first, and then get a big pink eraser and erase away some of these smudges on the outside to clean it up a little bit before it continues to smudge. So that's how we're going to add the color and finish up our project.